quite literally watching the sunrise through my tent. Sorry, I have my screen closed. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Good morning. All right, bye-bye, pretty little campsite. Thank you for the nice views and sunrise, and for not being super crazy windy last night on the ridge here at the top of the mountain. Gotta start the day by going up, but only up 0.2. Zoe, we're going north, not south. Good boy. And away we go. It is 8:30, and I wanted to be on trail at 8. Yeah. I like to watch the sunrise too much. Wow, my hair is everywhere. I was gonna pull it back, but it was a little chilly, so I was gonna leave it down, and now I see what I look like. Oh well, no one on trail cares. Trail hair don't care. Anyway, yeah, so we are going, because we stopped 0.2 short of the shelter, we are going 18.1 today. Oh, I have not done that with Zoe. I've done 21 miles in the Smokies. That was my longest. The rest of my longer days have been somewhere in the 15.5 to 16 range, which I have done with Zoe. But this is going to be 2 to 2.5 miles more than the longest we've done together. So I'm probably going to end up carrying him for a little bit of it, just because that's going to be a long day on him, long day on me. So I wanted to get on trail about an hour earlier than I normally do, and I'm normally on trail around 9, a little before, and I watched the sunrise and played around on social media because I actually had a couple of bars. So cost me a half hour. We'll have to make it up in pace or with shorter breaks, but we should be fine. Last night it didn't really get fully dark until like 8:30ish, so just got to be into camp. 7:30 would be ideal. I don't like setting up at dark. I don't like cooking at dark, but I will if I have to. All right, away we go. So I passed by the shelter a ways back, and the comments were right. There's no place to camp around it, and there's literally one flat spot right beside it. It's kind of on a point with a big rock outcropping right behind it, and nothing around it because it's on a ridge line. So quite literally only one spot, and was probably taken by the time I would have got there last night. So if I had kept going uphill, sorry. I kept my eyes open because I wanted to add to the comments and far out to help anyone else who was looking for a stealth site like I was, and everyone else was, because that's why all the stealth sites last night were taken. There is, the first one again is 1.1 miles after that shelter. So if I had kept going, I wouldn't have had to go the full 2.2 miles. Hopefully. I don't know if someone was camped at that spot last night, but yeah. So these are the kinds of things that I do while I'm hiking. Try to help future hikers out by pointing out good stealth sites, water sources, views, things like that. So, all right. Obviously I'm breathing heavy. Bye-bye. Going to stop for water in about a half a mile. That'll be 4.2 miles into today's hike. I just wanted to show pretty much what I've been looking at all morning is this. I've been kind of just going up more than down, but a little bit of a roller coaster up and down on this ridge line, and getting some views between the trees. It's been a pretty little hike this morning. Chilly, as when the wind blows. Zoe still got his jammies on, and I've still got my fleece on. I did get hot on one of the ups and considered taking my fleece off, and then I hit the ridge line and the wind blew, and I was like, nope. And I'm not hot anymore. But yeah, it's been a pretty walk this morning, and we're going at a good clip. I generally tend to plan out my days based on a 2-mile-per-hour rate, especially with Zoe. On my own I can go faster, but it's pretty safe to plan for that. It accounts for slowing down on ups, pausing for potty breaks and whatnot. So we're going a little bit faster than that this morning, so because it helps make up for me dawdling a bit with sunrise and breakfast this morning. But somewhere around between mile 8 and 9, I'd like to stop for lunch, take a little bit of a long-ish break to break up this 18-mile hike today, along with, my breaks for water like I'm gonna do in about a half hour. So anyway, all right, here we go. Tanya's rambling again. Yeah, I'm not in a good area to show you views. Maybe on this side a little bit. I'll just show you the little man because he's always fun to watch. Good boy. All right, back to getting a little bit more views through here. It's actually really pretty. I wish that I could figure out how to change my phone to focus in the distance instead of in the foreground, so it's not trying to focus on the trees. So just past a couple of guys that have been leapfrogging, and they were staying at the hostel I was at over Easter weekend and doing some slack packing then. And yesterday I passed, I don't even know, probably a dozen people I knew. Everybody is doing this. So just so you know, in this section, you can totally hostel jump and slack pack basically your whole way from 19E or actually even Carver's Gap and do the slack pack across the Roan Highlands like I did, and slack pack basically almost all the way to Damascus. So a lot of people do and are doing that I'm seeing is staying at a hostel at 19E. Like I stayed at Mountain Harbor, the other one is the station at 19E, and then slack packing either back from Carver's Gap to 19E, and then like that section like I did, Mountain Harbor dropped us off at Forest Road 293, and we did 14 miles back to 19E. Well, since then, what a lot of people are doing, I swear I'm like the only person who's actually like hiking with a full pack northbound right now. Honestly, it's weird. But then when you get dropped back off at Forest Road 293, you can hike 11 miles north. There's 2 hostels at a road crossing right there. The more popular one being Black Bear Hostel. They will then take your gear to Boots Off and slack pack you. It's not long, I think it's like 9 miles, 8.5, 9 miles from there to Boots Off. Well, then the big slack pack, and what I saw like seriously like a dozen people doing yesterday, and I've just passed my first 2 guys doing it today, is Boots Off will then drive you 21 miles north to a road crossing, and you slack pack 21 miles that I'm doing today and yesterday back around Watauga, the lake, to Boots Off. So a lot of the people I was staying with at the hostel have done that, and they're getting back on trail actually ahead of me now because they did that 21 mile slack pack yesterday. So when I went to sleep last night, they were like 10-ish miles ahead of me getting back on trail this morning, which is fine. Like, it's cool. But, if you have the finances, this is my water. If you have the finances to hostel hop like that for the whole stretch, you can quite literally stay at hostels and slack pack all the way from Carver's Gap to almost Damascus. So, all right, I'm going to go find this water because it looks like it's down a hill. Just stopped at Iron Mountain Shelter, which has loads of camping spaces as compared to the other shelter I was at near last night. Interesting thing about that shelter is that from that point, it is exactly 26.2 miles into Damascus. So thru-hikers like to challenge themselves at this point to do the Damascus Marathon, which is not the actual Damascus Marathon that is taking place in Damascus on Saturday. That is a actual foot race. But to go from that shelter all the way to Damascus in one day. And that was one of the reasons that I knew I could probably add some mileage on to this stretch and make it to Damascus a day earlier than I originally planned, because this stretch has been, in comparison to the previous miles through Tennessee and North Carolina have been relatively flat-ish. Definitely still have our ups and downs, but they're smoother, more rolling, with more flat areas in between. And like yesterday was like a 4-mile walk around the lake, and yeah. But anyway, yeah, so from here to Damascus is 26.2 miles now, and not too terrible of terrain. So that was 7.1 miles into my hike today, the shelter, and I'm still planning to stop for water at 8.5, because I think I'm going to need it by then. Might decide to actually take lunch there, or may go on a little further and take lunch. Still haven't decided that. We'll see how we feel when we stop for water. Well, this is not the 8.5-mile water source. This is the 10.9-mile water source, where we are very happily sitting beside the stream, having lunch, and taking a lovely break. Yeah, the 8.5-mile source was down a blue blaze, and I didn't realize that, and I didn't want to go far off trail, so I pulled out far out to see how far off trail it actually was, and all the comments said that the flow was like barely trickling to right now. So I decided to skip it and go to the next source, and this was the next source at 10.9 miles. So we've gone basically 11 miles today, and my miles per hour, the rate of what I had figured for today to kind of try to plan out when to get to our campsite, we're a mile ahead of time, which is, you know, about a half an hour. So I was planning to stop for at least a half an hour, maybe 40 minutes. So I'm throwing another half hour onto that, so we get to stop for at least an hour, which... Little man, very happy. You didn't eat very much of your chickie. You're not gonna eat your chickie? I know you'll devour it tonight if you're not gonna eat it now. All right, take a nap. Take a nap there in the sun like a good boy. Yes, you're such a good boy. Mommy loves you. Mommy loves you. Yeah, take a good, nice little nap. Mommy's gonna eat a Snickers. Where is it at? There it is. Snickers. It's this. It's these moments. We've been here about 40 minutes. Haven't seen another soul. He's out for the count after a full belly. I've got a full belly, and we're just sitting here enjoying the sun together, making memories. I've been listening to worship music and the sound of this babbling brook. And I kind of don't want to get up. I want to give us another 20 minutes to enjoy it, because this is one of the moments I'm going to look back on. I'm sure that there's going to be more than dandelions in this field soon, but I haven't walked through quite this big of an expansive field yet on the AT. I don't think. Maybe there might have been one here or there, but mountains in the distance and a nice little gentle roll for little man to enjoy as we're back on trail. Okay, I've seen pictures of it. For some reason, I have no idea why, I thought it was in Pennsylvania. I guess probably because there's a section of Pennsylvania that's flat with meadows that you walk through. But there it is, the barn with the AT symbol on it. Of course, we're gonna stop to take our picture by it. Right, buddy? Say, of course, Mommy. We gotta get a picture by it. It's another, like, iconic thing on the AT. Yay! Hello. I've kind of been just hiking, lost in thought, and watching Zobi just trek along and seeing if he gives me his signal, which is pretty dramatic when he's done and needs to be carried. And he hasn't, which, by the way, that signal is basically stopping. He throws himself down on the ground and uses all of his 5 pounds of force to like pull the lead in the other direction and just not move. He's like, nope, I'm done. If I'm going any farther, you are carrying me. And he hasn't done that, and I'm shocked. So it was kind of just, like I said, just kind of hiking and looking at him and lost in thought, and hasn't been, as soon as I say there really hasn't been any awesome views, I'm coming up on one. I get around these trees a little bit here and I'll flip the camera. And I was looking, I'm 16.3 miles in, so I only have 1.8 to go. Here we go, let's stop. There's a nice view between the trees. It's one of the first good clear views. I've kind of just had those same ridgeline views here and there. But there's a nice one between the trees here. As we walk along, getting more of it, you see that little town over there? I've kind of been looking down on that a lot today. So we've been walking along the ridgeline. Pretty. So yeah, less than 2 miles ago, 1.8. And I've been babbling long enough, I might have gone another 1/10 of a mile. And it's not that late. And I feel good. And Zoe apparently feels good. And this is how you celebrate the end of an 18.1 mile day. Oh, you crack me up, buddy. Oh my goodness. Shake it out. Here you go. Good boy. I just gave him a good rub down and told him what a great little man he is. We're going 18 miles today with Mommy. Such a good boy. Oh man, look at Mommy. It's like, now I hear cars going by. Yeah, we're close to a road, but we have a nice, flat, semi-grassy campsite, a little bit off the trail. And sun setting over here, so might get a little bit of color. So probably not gonna get much of a sunrise, but that's okay, because we are going to go into Damascus tomorrow. Yay! So here's the funny part about tonight's campsite. There isn't a water source actually at the campsite. However, there is one only 0.2 miles down the trail. It's 0.2 miles nobo north. So I'm walking right now an additional 0.2 miles on the AT to go get water. And then I'm going to turn around and walk 2.2 miles south. So it's funny because I'm going to be packing up my tent and my campsite in the morning to walk these 0.2 miles again. But it's all good. There are literally people out there on the trail who will not do this. Like, if there is not, oh, actually, you know what? This might have been the marked campsite, because this has a, look how cute this is. This has a big fire ring and several tent sites, and it's right down from where I am, but that's okay. I like where I am. I'm gonna add in the comments when I put mine in that there are actually 2 stealth sites right next to each other, so people know if they have a big tramily and they want to put more tents up. Anyway, so yeah, I have to do 0.2 nobo and sobo tonight. I'm adding 0.4 to my actual mileage today, so I'll have gone 18.5 miles, and then get up and walk this portion of the trail all over again in the morning. But that's okay. This is actually closer than some of the actual campsites water sources are, believe it or not. Some of them are good, like 0.4, 0.5, even like a half mile. You have to add a whole mile round trip to go get your water. Look, you see that? Oh, yep. Oh, so gross. So last night I felt something bite me, and I'm like, it was cold yesterday. It was cold. It was freezing or barely above all day. I'm coming up on the road. I see the road all of a sudden, and I'm like, I know the pipe is at the road. Anyway, so I felt something bite me, and I'm like, there's no bugs out. I saw no bugs today. And if you know me at all, I have like serious arachnophobia. So I was like, it's not a spider. It's not a spider. It's like all night I was telling myself, it's not a spider. It's not a spider. And then this morning, when I was packing up the tent, I killed the 8-legged freak. Ugh. And he was ugly. He was a big black spider. He was in my tent all night with me, and he was on me right next to my face. Good morning. It's barely morning. The sun, actual sunrise is in like another 15 minutes, but this is one of my favorite moments of the day right here. When my little man, who actually didn't sleep with me last night, slept in his own sleeping bag, comes over to me and starts pawing at me because he wants to snuggle. And we get our little morning snuggles before sunrise. So I'll get up in a little bit, but I'm gonna enjoy this moment. Good morning, for real. Say bye-bye tent site. Tent's all packed up. That's where we were, right there, sleeping. And it's a weird morning because it's supposed to be sunny according to all forecasts, but it's windy, and I even had a little bit of sprinkles on me. Go figure, these mountains are crazy. And left again his jammies on him because it was colder than it was supposed to be this morning. But we'll probably take those off real quick because let's go, buddy. It is supposed to get to be 70 today. So I'm figuring that by the time we roll into Damascus, we're gonna be hot. That's okay, because I got reservation at a hostel, private room for me and the little man, so that we can do laundry and take a shower and get a hot meal, and then roll on back out onto the trail tomorrow after I run some errands in the morning, probably. I'd like to actually go to either a real grocery store like a CVS or whatever to restock on some things that I'm running low on. Dollar General typically doesn't have, or they only have full size. So, here coming up on that other campsite that I saw last night when I walked down to get water, and there was a guy camping there when I walked back from the water, and he's super friendly, so I'm gonna go say hi to him. Stopping to get water right here at the same water source I got it last night, because the next one isn't for 2.5 miles, and the comments say that it's not flowing very well, so I'm gonna camel up a bit. And the little man's like, we just started, what the heck? Yeah, we've gone 0.2, buddy. Hello. Okay, now that we have cameled up and crossed the street, and as per usual, whenever you cross the street, there always seems to be a climb back up, because a street is usually at some sort of a gap. This one wasn't bad because we're already at pretty low elevation and are going to stay at rather low elevation all day today. And actually, I think the entire last 4 or 5 miles of today's hike are downhill into Damascus. So, speaking of Damascus, for the uninitiated, I know a lot of y'all out there are avid AT fans, through hikers yourselves, section hikers and whatnot, but interestingly enough, most of my personal followers, friends and family and such from social media that I've known throughout the years really don't know much about the AT, so they're learning. And it's been really fun for me to have several of you tell me that you're watching this with your kids and Cub Scout groups. I think that's really cool. So, a little bit of an educational moment for the uninitiated. And you know what? I'm going to continue this in a minute because I'm about to climb stairs again. Okay, now that I'm flat again. Educational moment and Damascus. So, much like Hot Springs, Damascus is a trail town because the trail quite literally runs through the middle of town. Main Street on Damascus, and actually it's several miles that the trail goes through town, but Main Street is the trail, and Main Street is like almost all hostels and outfitters and diners and things like that that are quite honestly catering to the AT crowd. Also, Damascus is not only labeled Trail Town USA because of the AT, but the Virginia Creeper Trail also runs right through Damascus and actually intersects with the AT, might even be the same as the AT in one portion. And I know that there is a blue blaze around the AT in one section that is actually the Virginia Creeper Trail. So that trail is, I think, paved the whole way and is 35 miles starting north of Damascus in Virginia and runs to the North Carolina border, and is very popular for biking. So a lot of AT thru-hikers on A0 will rent bikes right there on Main Street and ride their bike along the Virginia Creeper Trail to have that experience as well. And that was one of the things that I was considering doing while I was in Damascus. But yes, I'm going uphill again, sorry. But because of the marathon this weekend and everything being booked and it being so busy, I'm going to pass on that. Maybe I'll come back to Damascus another time. And that other time might be sooner rather than later, because the other thing y'all need to know about Damascus is that it is home to the big Appalachian Trail Festival every May called Trail Days, and it's a pretty big deal. Whew. So Trail Days this year is May 13th through 15th. A lot of thru-hikers actually will try to plan getting into Damascus on their thru-hike right around Trail Days so that they can already be in town and experience the festival. The rest of us, there are shuttles all along the AT. Shuttle drivers and hostels plan far in advance to shuttle people from all over to Damascus for the weekend so that we can experience Trail Days. I am on the fence about it. I would love the experience. It's also something I could come back next year in my RV, book an RV park well in advance and experience. And I may just do that anyway. But I will be probably well north of Damascus by the time Trail Days rolls around in mid-May, because today is April 21st. So it's a little less than a month away. And that means getting off trail, shuttling there, finding a place to stay, spending the money, and being off trail for a couple of days for the festival, and then traveling back. I was just going to see how I feel at the time, because I personally don't like the idea of breaking up the rhythm that I'll be in by that point. However, there's also breaking up the monotony, because here's another thing you need to know. And I was going to talk about this at the Virginia border, but let's go ahead and do it now since I've been talking for 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Virginia has the longest section of the trail of any state, of the 14 states the AT runs through. There are 550 approximately miles through Virginia. So that means it's probably going to take 5 to 6 weeks. I'm counting on 6 weeks. There's this myth, and I know it's a myth because I have hiked sections of Virginia, that Virginia is flat, which means you can up your mileage. Virginia is not flat, but it's flatter than Tennessee and North Carolina that we have been up and down and steep climbs and everything through lately. Plus the weather usually tends to mellow out on you a bit in Virginia as well, so you can get more miles in. And the days are getting longer, so you can get more miles in. Sound like someone was behind me. So I will be several hundred miles away from Damascus probably by the time Trail Days rolls around, and we'll just see, because it might be nice to break up the monotony of the 550 miles of Virginia by going to Trail Days as well. So anyway, that's your educational moment about the AT in Virginia and Damascus. I'm going to put the phone away because my arm's getting tired and I'm going uphill again. I thought I was going downhill all day today. What the heck? Well, the clouds and fog that was covering the trail when I started this morning, which, by the way, I got on trail at 7:59 this morning. Woohoo! It's the earliest I've gotten on trail yet. Anyway, the sun is trying to break through these clouds. I don't know where the freaking clouds came from. It's supposed to be sunny and 70 today. And I just looked at the weather forecast for Damascus, and it still says sunny and 70, which means me and little man are going to be shedding some layers. as soon as that sun does pop out, as it's trying, and it's breaking up these clouds a little bit. But getting a little bit of ridgeline views now as we meander our way into Damascus. We have 11 miles from the campsite this morning to, I have really dark circles today. Slept really well last night, that's odd. Anyway, we have 11 miles to the Virginia border, and then about another 4 to 4.5 miles. It's kind of hard to tell on Far Out because, something exciting I did this morning on Far Out, downloaded the next section. Yay! Far Out ends in Damascus, like right in the middle of town, and then it picks up again in the next section. Hi! Oh, you think I was saying hi to someone? I am, to the people out there. We are exactly 8 miles into today's hike, and about a half mile ago I realized I hadn't stopped yet. I hadn't taken my pack off. Well, actually I did very briefly, and I pulled my hair up. Yeah, there's been a lot more up today than I was anticipating. I knew it was going to be rolly, but the ups, even though they're like short ups, they're steep. So, little man and I are taking a little lunch break here. Oh, he's a good boy. So we're gonna have some snacks, and one of the first kind of real-ish views that I've had, because I've mostly just been walking through the woods, and I popped out onto this ridge line and I saw this tiny little stealth site here for one, and I have this nice log I'm sitting on and a view down into the valley below. So I thought it was a nice place to stop. 8 miles in, which puts us a little over halfway, and 3.4 miles from the Virginia border. So hopefully those miles will go quickly, because from there I think it's pretty much really is like all down into Damascus. So, all right, we're gonna get some food. Right, baby? Yeah, right, baby? Sure, mommy, you keep saying that. Whatever, I just want to rest. You're such a good boy. I don't know if you can hear it or see it, but it's actually raining. Not even sprinkling, but like an actual shower on me right now. Hear it? What the heck? I am a half mile from the Tennessee-Virginia border, and Tennessee just won't give up on me. Started in the Smokies with being freezing, has been rain and snow and mud and slush. Steep ups, just had one last steep up. Little man's still trucking along though, but 0.8 of a mile was pretty much straight up again. And I did see it coming on Far Out as, an up, but I just wasn't expecting it to be like, steps and up. But of course, Tennessee's not going to let go. It's going to make the trail wet for me again with slick rocks and roots, because it's raining when it's supposed to be sunny, and cold when it's supposed to be warm, and up when it was supposed to be down today. Tennessee, I do love you, but not right now. I want Virginia. Half mile more. Maybe it'll magically stop raining at the border. Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah. Oh no, you're fine. I'm recording you now. We got Stump and Hannah. Are you going by Groovy, Hannah?
No, I don't know what I'm doing yet.
You don't know, okay. But look where we are. Boom. And it did magically stop raining when I got to the state line. Did it rain on you guys in Tennessee?
Oh, for 5 seconds.
Oh no, it actually rained.
It rained on me when I got here.
It actually rained on me for about a half mile. I was like, it's supposed to be sunny and 70 today. Zoe beat me across the state line that someone put here in rocks. So here we are, we're coming into Virginia. Okay, I hope you enjoyed a little bit of fun at the state line there. I'm not sure Zobi enjoyed it too much, especially the cheerleader part. He was growling at me. He wouldn't come over to me so I could attach him to my leash for the hiker bit, but that's okay. So now I have 550-ish miles. I'll have to see if I can figure out what the exact miles are this year through Virginia ahead of me, which it is so crazy to think that there are now more miles ahead of me in Virginia alone than I have already gone through in 3 states, Georgia, North Carolina, and Tennessee. I'm at mile like 460 something right now. I'll be at around 470 when I stop today. 550 miles, 6 weeks. Today is actually, it's Thursday. I started on a Thursday. So today is actually the first day of a new week on the trail for me. I have been on trail for 7 weeks already, if you can believe that. I started March 3rd. Today is April 21st. So to think that in 6 more weeks, that's the goal anyway, or before, I will be leaving Virginia. That's not until June 2nd, which seems so far away. So I had to stop that video there because I was coming up upon some section hikers and they recognized me. They subscribed to my channel, so hello. That's like the 3rd time that has happened in the last 2 days. It's kind of crazy. I love it. I love that people are interested in watching the channel. It almost doesn't seem real in a way. Like, I just put these videos out there, started really traveling with Tonya for my friends and family to keep up with my travels, and then it really grew with the AT thru-hike, and now people are like, I know you, and of course everyone recognizes Zobi. So anyway, before that I was rambling about 6 weeks and 550 miles in Virginia, and how I looked ahead on the calendar. 6 weeks from today is June 2nd, which is just crazy to me because that seems so far away, but it doesn't feel like I've been on trail for 7 weeks already, which is actually longer. Also, the funny thing about that time frame, if it is like 6-ish weeks, June 3rd is Zobi's birthday. So would love to be celebrating his birthday by getting out of Virginia because by then I'm going to be like, get me out of this state. One of the things that thru-hikers talk about are the Virginia blues, that because the state is so long and you stop passing like iconic landmarks and state lines, that it feels like you're getting nowhere. So I'll be making little mini milestones for myself to help with that, I think. And there are good landmarks still. I mean, you got the Triple Crown, but I think a lot of them are like more in the beginning, like Grayson Highlands, Triple Crown, the Priests, some of those types of hikes. But anyway, so we are officially in Virginia. We only have like 550 miles to go. Look what finally decided to make its appearance now that we have like an hour left to go. Shed Zobi's layer, shed Mommy's layer. Got water. I just guzzled almost a full liter myself. Now I got a nice full liter to go into the sunshine. Yay! Guess where we are? Damascus. We made it. Alright, so I need to be consulting my far out so I know what roads I need to turn on here. Oh look, there's a white blaze on the telephone pole right there. If I just looked ahead a little bit, I would have seen something I've seen in so many videos. Ta-da! So cool! I can't believe I'm actually here. This feels surreal. I've seen so many videos and pictures of this. Here's Trailtown, Damascus. Okay, so we've just walked all along the city park, which is so pretty. And now we're about to go over that bridge over the river and then on to Main Street, which isn't actually named Main Street, but everyone on the trail seems to refer to it as Main Street in Damascus anyway. Oh, also, kind of cool thing, just ran into Lone Wolf, who is a friend of Mischief. Mischief on the trail. Did trail magic for him back before I got on the trail myself, and he is a double amputee who had to get off trail because his prosthetics were broken. Sorry for the lawnmower in the background. And he's getting back on trail the day after tomorrow, right near here. So we've been messaging, and hopefully, I think we are probably going to, I think I have to go up around this, up here again. Okay, anyway, hopefully we are going to be able to meet up again. So you may be seeing Mischief in one of my future videos as well. All kinds of fun people. Stan the man, he actually just called me, had my phone on the trail, and we just talked. He's going to be rolling into Damascus tomorrow or Saturday, so he's going to be just behind me too. So actually Mischief and Stan will probably be right around the same point. So here we go. I'm going to go over the bridge. Let's do it. Hi, baby. No, I don't know why you want to go over there. This is the trail. There you go. And boom. Oh, I love these. Oh, Luann, you need to watch my videos. She has one of these in her front yard. I love it. Oh, go ahead. And here we are in Damascus. Look at the animals! You know I gotta go crazy over them. Dogwoods, I love them. They're so pretty. They're so southern. Love it. So pretty. Okay. Done oohing and awing over flowers. We'll ooh and awe over the river. And the pretty bridge. This must be really pretty at night. These are lights. The park. Cute little town. Hi. Alright. The people here are so friendly. Every single person I have passed walking through the park, on the bridge here, on their bikes. Look how pretty the river is. Squirrel. Pretty. Yeah, that I have passed has been like, congratulations, you made it to Damascus and good luck on the rest of your hike. Like everybody, I love it. It's awesome. It's so cool. I'm in Damascus, people. Yay! So this is what happens when you don't consult far out and you just turn where you see a trail. I'm on the Virginia Creeper Trail. I told you they intersect, crisscross around each other for like miles and miles through here, and that's why I'm seeing so many people on bikes right now. So I'm going to cross this bridge again and go back to the intersection so I don't miss any of the AT. Y'all, when you get to this cute little intersection with the old railroad and the library and you see a trail going that way over an old bridge, don't go that way. That's not the trail. You're going to go over the actual road crossing. Okay. There's my white blazes. And this doesn't look like a trail, but this is the trail. The other one looks like a trail. That's the Virginia Creeper Trail. Oh, too funny. All right. Oh, look, there's a white blaze on the telephone pole right there. They should put white blaze on the locomotive. What do you think, buddy? He's like, I don't care, Mommy. Are we at the hostel yet? There we go. Now we're going into town. Oh, look. We're advertising it already. You see the... Oh, a second. Can I zoom in on it? Trail days. That's what I was talking about earlier. Oh, maybe we'll be back for it. We'll see. I told you it was dubbed Trail Town, USA. There it is. Oh, and of course, directly across from Trail Town, USA, we've got dun 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 Dollar General. Everyone's favorite. And there are a couple of my friends calling me over. Hey! Look how cute this is! I have, Zoe's excited, I have my own private bathroom! I only have it for a night and tomorrow morning, but you better believe I'm taking 2 showers. It's mine. I don't have to share it. I don't have to wait for a bathroom in the morning. It's mine. And she is doing my laundry for me. She's bringing me loaner clothes. And look, I have my own little kitchenette. Like, I don't want to leave. I say that every time I get to a hostel, but I really don't want to leave this one. This is all mine. It's all mine. It's us. It's all ours, baby. And we're right here on Main Street, so we can walk everywhere we need to go. I know you're like, I ain't walking anymore, Mommy. I'm gonna go lay down right here. Okay, y'all know I love flowers, and you know I love purple. My favorite flowers, which really aren't a flower, they're more of a blossom because they're on trees, are lilacs! And living in Florida, I never got to see them anymore, except for when I would visit Indiana. And I'm so excited that there's lilacs here, right outside my door. And these are really pretty ones too, with that white border around them. And they smell so good. I'm a happy girl. I'm a happy girl. I'm a happy girl. Oh, I'm a clean girl too. Look, I got a shower. I even got to blow dry my hair. Look at how pretty they are. I love them. And these flowers are right outside my door. These remind me of my grandma. She always had these growing on her front porch and in pots like this. Love you, Grandma. Miss you. Okay, I totally want to get one of these bricks. It says it's only $100. So after I summit Katahdin, we are going to get us one of these and put Zoe's paw print on it. So cool. One step at a time. There's a lot of murals in this town. This one might be my favorite. It's on the side of a thrift store called It's a God Thing. Love it. Okay, I don't know what I have to do to get a cool brick, but just this one little block has cool bricks. They're all colored. Oh, look at that, Florida. They're all colored and stuff. What do I have to do to get a cool brick? Okay, here's a closer up video. Of course, this is on the side of the Outfitters, I just realized. So how cool is that? Yeah, me and the AT. Boom. Yeah. This may be the coolest part. Ta-da! How cool. Ah, love it. Takeout from the diner, because I got a lot to do yet tonight. And yes, I did actually get 2 meals, and look at Zoe going after him already. Because I knew that this little guy right here is probably going to eat half of that burger. And I was really craving salad, so there it is. We got 2 meals that we'll share.
But